Howdy, guys, and welcome to Cliff Notes, and welcome to night number 70 of the Overnight Feed recaps for Big Brothers Season 25. Happy hump day to y'all. Man, am I tired. A lot of conversations last night. We didn't have a veto ceremony, no competition, nothing of the sort, just nothing but straight up talk. Seems like the target is still set to send Cameron out the door. I don't think that's going to change. Everyone knows that Cameron's heading out. It's all just a matter now of positioning, getting yourself set up. Who do you have protecting you, watching out for you? Who's going to win HOH? Who you're going for? Those are what all the conversations were yesterday, last night. We're going to try to cover at least the key ones. So I'll be covering a lot of it. Man, I'm tired. And apologies to the person in the hotel room next door who probably doesn't want to hear the recaps at 6 o'clock in the morning. But yeah, we're going to proceed. So let's get right into the live feeds for last night, talk about what's going on in this house. As I said, Cameron's going home. It's all about what happens after that. All right, we're going to start off with a meeting between Matt and Jag and Cirie talking. Cirie's talking about Felicia, saying, Felicia really wants Corey out next. That's who her target is. Jag's talking about Felicia. He's also talking about Bowie a little bit too, I think primarily for Cirie's benefit, because Jag is saying, Felicia and Bowie, I just can't tell where the two of them are at right now. Not really sure what they want to do, who they want to go with, etc. Cirie is saying, look, Corey and America, let's talk about them as well. She's saying Corey and America haven't left Bowie's side since she won HOH. They're trying to stick tight with her. I'm worried about them as well. It seems to me the way this house is falling out, you almost at this point have Matt and Jag, Corey and America, Felicia and Cirie, Bowie kind of with Matt and Jag, Blue kind of with whoever has the power. And they're all fighting over these groups. No one trusts Blue. No one trusts Felicia, but they want their votes. So it's all these battles to see who's going to be aligned with who. So Jag saying, yeah, I'm not sure about Felicia and Bowie. Well, he knows about Bowie. And then Cirie talking about Corey and America, just worried about them as well. All right. So they're having that discussion. Meanwhile, we've got America and Blue talking with each other. America is talking about having a double this coming up week. They're really thinking there's going to be a double either from going from 8 to 6 or 7 to 5. I think, now y'all correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I think next Thursday, not this coming out Thursday, but the following Thursday is a 2-hour episode. So it makes sense that you would probably have the double eviction then, but they certainly are all worried about it, making sure they got plans in place ahead of time. America's talking about having a double. Blue is talking about how scary it is in this house right now with Cameron so busy throwing out names. They're all worried. There's talk a little bit later about the fact that Cameron is just creating paranoia in the house because of what he is saying or just fears of what he may say going forward. And I got to say, for the most part, yeah, Cameron spilled a few things yesterday, but for the most part right now, Cameron just seems to be gravitating between begging and just complaining about his position in life and how he got there and why things just aren't more fair than he thinks they should be. We'll see in the last 24 hours if that changes, if he really starts to throw even more people under the bus. But Blue's certainly a little bit worried about that. All right, we've got Cirie and Corey talking to each other. Corey is saying that Cameron had pitched him with the idea that Matt and Jag are running the house. And basically, hey, if you get rid of me, there's not going to be anyone left to go after Matt and Jag. Those guys are in charge. They're going to win the whole thing. They're going to steamroll y'all. You need to hold on to me so I can go after them. So that's the pitch that Corey is passing on to Cirie. Cirie saying, yeah, he told me the same thing. It's Matt and Jag. You need me. And so therefore, make it happen. It's not going to happen. And I think Cameron realizes this as well, but he's going to go out fighting. All right, Corey is saying that he knows that Blue is still targeting him. He just doesn't know about Matt and Jag and what his position is with them. He's maybe a little bit worried about them, but just doesn't know quite where he sits with them. But he certainly knows that Blue's coming after him. He also tells Cirie, says, as much as I know Blue is coming after me, I know that you and America aren't going to come after me. Y'all are the only two people I can actually trust in here right now. And Cirie is talking about the upcoming competition, how important it is. and the idea that it's probably slip and slide, which is what everyone's thinking it should be, probably will be. I kind of think it could be as well. Cirie is hoping that the slip and slide has been modified so that anyone is capable of winning it and not just the people with the long legs. No, that's not how it works, Cirie. There's it's not like Survivor where you have different weights or different heights for different people of different sizes. Everyone's starting equal on this thing. Yeah, more power to if you win at Cirie, but if it's slip and slide, I'm probably not going to be placing my bets that you or Felicia win this thing. But Cirie's thinking it's only fair that you balance out these physical competitions so everyone has the same chance to win. I would have been all for that during my season, but that's not the way Big Brother works, Cirie. But she is talking about that. Cirie is saying that Corey really needs to talk to Felicia and have a little conversation with her. But Corey says, look, I'm worried that anything I tell Felicia might get leaked later, that she's going to tell other people other things. And so I'm just hesitant to talk to Felicia. And Cirie said, well, here's what you do. She said, when you talk to Felicia, let her do the talking, Corey. You don't have to give a lot of information. Just talk to Felicia. It's going to benefit all of us if you do. So he agrees to do that. Corey is saying that talking about other people in the house, talking about Blue, he tells Cirie that Blue is afraid of her position in the house, that she's been running to Matt and Jag with anything she can as far as info goes, that she's trying to build her position with them, that she sees them as a powerful group. She wants to attach herself to them. So, everyone's accusing, who's it? Felicia accusing Corey and America of hanging out with Bowie. Corey saying that Blue is hanging out with Matt and Jag. So everyone recognizing other people trying to better their position with other groups in the house. But yeah, so he's saying Blue is running and telling anything to Matt and Jag. And he tells Felicia, or he tells Cirie, he says, I trust you 100%. You and America, who I trust, he says, but knowing that Blue and you talk, I'm almost a little bit worried about even giving the information to you, because I know that then if it gets to Blue will get it back to Matt and Jag, and I'm just not comfortable with that. But at that point, he does reiterate again that he does trust Cirie 100%. Cirie comes back and says, you and America the same way, 100%. Well, that's easy to say to each other. I don't think that's truly the case with anyone in this house right now. So Corey mentions that. But he's and he talks about how much he trusts her. Corey is worried that if Matt, and or Jag, if Matt or Jag wins HOH, Felicia will be in the HOH spilling the beans to either one of them about anything that Corey might say. So it's a valid concern. But Cirie is telling him again that she's saying, yeah, I know. You think that Felicia a little too open with her information. That may be the case. She says, but here's the thing, Corey. You need to consider myself and Cirie and America. She didn't say America, but that's the assumption. You need to consider myself and Felicia as votes for you. And between you and Felicia and Cirie and America, that's 3 votes. If one of us is on the block, if you're on the block, Corey, you got 3 votes supporting you. This week, you only need 3 votes. There are going to be 5 people voting. Oh, we're getting down to it. So she says, you got to consider that you've got our vote, so you should be okay. Well, don't assume that too much, Corey. All right. Meanwhile, we've got Felicia telling, and that's assuming that only one of them is on the block and not both of them. All right. But meanwhile, we've got Felicia, while Cirie is telling that to Corey and saying, you need to talk to Felicia and you've got our votes. Don't worry about it. All while that's happening, Felicia is upstairs talking to Matt and Jag, saying that she really hopes that America and Corey don't win safety on the slip and slide. Now, here's the thing about safety. So they keep talking about strategies and safety. It used to be on slip and slide that you had some kind of big container that you had to fill up, and then you had a smaller container. And if you chose to fill up the smaller container, it basically took you out of the running for HOH, but you could win a safety pass for the week. You could win $5,000. I'm trying to remember if there's anything else, maybe a slot pass. Not a worry anymore. I think have-nots are over this season, but there's things that you could win by filling up the smaller container. Oh, I planned all kinds of stuff for that slip and slide. Using math to figure out what size was making it better. Sometimes if you fill up a little container, it then unlocks a key that gives you a bigger jug or glass or whatever, so you can fill up the other container faster. So there's incentives to do it. But With all that being said, Felicia is thinking about the idea that there could be some kind of a safety pass attached to filling a smaller jug. They haven't done that in quite a few years. They did not do it during my season. We only had one big container to fill, but she's thinking about it, and she's saying, I really hope America and Corey don't win safety. They've spent time trying to figure out who would gun for the HOH, who would gun for the smaller container to keep other people from winning it, perhaps. So she doesn't want them to win safety at all. Jag is agreeing as well. So they're both seemingly on board to go after Corey and American, wanting to make sure they're vulnerable next week. At one point, Matt leaves the room, so it's just Felicia and Jag at that point. Felicia is telling Jag, saying, "Look, you don't have to worry about me. I'm not coming after you. We're good with each other." And Jag says, "Yeah, no, it's the same. I'm not coming after you, Felicia, either." Hey, I don't believe anyone in this house at this point in time, but they're trying to encourage each other. They're good with one another. A whole lot of those promises kind of being made to in the last 24 hours or so. All right, we've got Matt and Bowie Jane talking. Bowie is saying that Blue had said that they needed to get out Matt and Jag next. So she's saying, I wanted to make sure I told you, Matt. I'm going to tell Jag later that Blue's saying y'all are the targets. That's who she wants to go after. So passing that on. Bowie Jane is also saying that Corey has been telling her that Cameron keeps telling him that Matt and Jag are targeting him. And she says, now, Corey is saying that he has to trust his relationship with you and Jag. So maybe he's not necessarily buying what Blue is selling, but that what Cameron is saying. But she says, just so you know, apparently Cameron's really been throwing y'all under the bus to Corey, saying that y'all are coming after him. And then finally, we've got Bowie talking to him, saying that she's worried that anything that she says to Blue could get back to Cirie and Felicia. So again, no one trusts Felicia with her information. No one trusts Blue. No one trusts America either. Not a lot of trust in this house. All right, we've got Cameron questioning Jag about Cameron being the target. This is where we enter the call it campaigning, call it I don't know, call it fighting for your life, call it just complaining and begging a little bit. We had a little bit of all of it because Cameron is asking Jag, saying, why was I the target? Why would you possibly come after me, Jag? And Jag is saying, look, Cameron, you've been throwing names under the bus. You know, it is what it is. Cameron's denying it and saying, yeah, I didn't do that. No, why would I do that? Cameron's also saying that he had gone all in, 100%. He went all in on the fugitives and doing that he had agreed not to backdoor Corey because he was so in with Jag and Matt. And so for them now to turn on him, it just hurts. It hurts him. So he's complaining a little bit about that. He's also complaining. He says, you know, the one person that I could really trust in this house, Bowie Jane, is the one that put me on the block. And imagine that. So he's not happy with that either. Cameron's feeling a lot of betrayal right now. I think he's kind of handling it okay, considering a lot of people would be absolutely bouncing off the walls. He's having his down moments, but under the circumstances. But yeah, he's a little upset that Matt and Jag threw him under the bus, that Bowie Jane threw him under the bus as well. He's mentioning, as far as Bowie, he says, she was going to protect me. I truly believe that she was planning to protect me. He said, someone changed her mind. I don't know who, but who changed her mind, Jag? Who was that? And Jag's not really giving that kind of information. He's also asking, Jag says, why didn't you talk to me if we were in an alliance together? Why didn't you come and talk to me and say something before all of this stuff went down? And then finally, he's asking Jag if Jag used the veto because he has an alliance with Cirie, he's working with them, and that's why he therefore went after Cameron. Cameron has to understand it's nothing personal. He just got played. He didn't tell you about what was going on, Cameron, because even though, yeah, y'all were into fugitives, he had other connections. He had other objectives. And again, you just got played, Cameron. There's no big, deep, dark conspiracy. You just were a threat to other people, and it is what it is. But yeah, Cameron's trying to get to the bottom of all of this stuff. It's not that hard. He was a threat. He was winning a lot of competitions. People wanted him gone. But he's going to continue to ask the questions. All right, we've got Corey and Felicia talking to one another. Corey is saying, look, Blue Blue does not like you, Felicia. He's reminding her that during the knockout competition, was that when they got out Jared or Cameron the first time? I think maybe Cameron. But he's saying, Blue doesn't like you, Felicia. I hope you don't forget that. And he says, remember back in that knockout competition, Blue put you up on the stand to try to get you out of the competition so you couldn't win HOH. So, you and Blue, don't think you're like this. You're more like this. So he's reminding her that. Corey is also saying that if Felicia or Cirie or America are on the block, that they should have the votes to save each other. The three of them, or four of them, Felicia, Cirie, America, and Corey, if one of them's on the block, the other three could vote to save that person so they could control the game, they could control the vote. The concern is if they're on the block together, and then that all goes by the wayside. And that's perhaps more likely than not. If the other side wins an HOH, of course, they're probably going to put two of those together. But as a way to defeat that, Corey's suggesting that as a group, they really need to be pushing to get Blue on the block. He's saying, I may go on the block, but we've got to make sure Blue goes up there. As long as Blue's on the block against any of us, we've got the votes to then save ourselves, and we'll send Blue out the door. So that's Corey's strategy. That's his push for the upcoming week. All right, we've got Felicia complaining about Blue. Corey told her that Blue doesn't like her. Well, Felicia's complaining about Blue a little bit as well. She's saying, if Matt or Jag win HOH, Blue isn't going to be up in their room the entire time. She will be attached at the hip to those two guys, and we recognize it. Again, a lot of people are saying that Blue's just kind of going wherever the power may be. All right, we've got Matt and America and Corey talking. America is saying that Blue had said that Felicia was her target, but she couldn't really get Blue to confirm that to her. He said she just said she heard that. She asked Blue about it, and Blue kind of hem-hawed around, wouldn't do anything. So Corey is asking Matt, said, hey, go talk to Blue. Find out if that's true. Is she really going to go after Felicia? Because Corey doesn't believe that. Corey believes that she's still coming after him, which is probably true. In fact, I'm certain it's true. So Corey really wants to know, is there a possibility that maybe she's flipped somewhere else? So he's asking Matt to find that out. America is also talking about the dynamics of the house right now. And she says, basically, it's us versus Cirie and Felicia. Yeah, maybe it depends. Corey and America feeling that they maybe hopefully have Matt and Jag and Bowie on their side. They can go after Cirie and Felicia and Blue. Cirie and Felicia hoping they've got Matt and Jag and maybe Bowie on their side. They can go after Corey and America. I love the game of Big Brother and these relationships and these dynamics, and people figuring out who they trust, who they don't trust. All right, we've got Jag and Bowie talking to each other. Jag is complaining about Corey and America. Corey and America just gets through talking about how it's all of them versus Jag versus Cirie and Felicia. Well, maybe not, because Jag's complaining to Bowie about Corey and America, saying, look, Corey and America chose Blue over you and me and Matt. I'm not sure I'm quite buying that with Jag. I think Corey and America have not chosen Blue. Still view Blue as maybe one of the bigger threats in the house. But Jag's spinning that way, saying they could have gone with us. They didn't. They're over there with Blue, and I think they're also implying also with Cirie and Felicia as well. But Jag doesn't want to throw Felicia and Cirie under the bus, so he's just talking about Blue. They chose Blue, not us, Bowie Jang. Corey at one point comes in, and they start talking a little bit, and Jag is telling him that Cameron is trying to turn everyone against the two of them. I think Corey kind of pitched or told them what Cameron had been telling him, that, he keeps saying that you and Jag and Bowie, or you and Matt and Bowie are running the house, and, trying to kind of pit me against you. And Jag saying, well, Cameron's telling everyone else that things about y'all that trying to get us all to align against you and America, Corey. So they're recognizing Cameron's creating a little chaos in the house right now. All right, they're doing a lot of it on their own as well. Don't think it's just Cameron. All right, we've got Matt and Blue talking. They're both complaining about the fact that Cameron is spreading the paranoia in this house and talking about Matt and Jag being masterminds, and on with some of the stuff he's been talking about. So Matt and Blue are talking about that. Blue is also talking about Corey. Of course, you can't have a conversation with Blue where she doesn't make sure that she throws Corey under the bus multiple times. So she's talking about Corey. She's telling her that Corey had told Felicia that the two of them were good. In other words, she's making sure that Matt knows that Corey supposedly has told Felicia the two of them are good. They're going to work together. So hint, 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 Matt, if Corey's working with Felicia and Cirie, probably not working with you so much. So she's letting Matt know about that. She's also saying that it would make sense that Corey had told her that it would make sense to tell everyone that she is targeting Corey. Corey's going to tell everyone that he is targeting Blue. That he had suggested that was a good strategy because people will believe it, that Corey and Blue are on good terms in reality. And so it's okay to say that. Neither one should get offended that they're throwing out each other's names because it's all perception and all of that. What did Blue take away from that? Blue says, well, that tells me that Corey's still out there throwing my name under the bus. So, but she told Corey when he told her that, she tells Matt, she says, Corey suggested we throw each other's names out just so it looks like we're targeting each other. And she said, I told Corey that I didn't want to do that because then other people may start targeting Corey as well. And she said, in reality, okay. But she said, I didn't want him to think that. Well, the reality is that Blue doesn't like that idea because she doesn't like the idea that Corey is pitching other people towards Blue with this idea. So she's still going after Corey. All right, we've got Cirie and Matt talking a little bit. Cirie is saying that Corey and America have to be on the block together with Corey as a target. That's the way it absolutely has to be. She's saying that Corey let Bowie Jane win this last HOH because he feels so safe, and she just doesn't like people feeling safe like that. So she's recognizing that Corey feels pretty safe with that situation, feels maybe safer than he should with Bowie and Matt and Jag. And she's saying he and America have to go on the block together. Matt is telling Cirie, saying, a lot of people saying a lot of things. I don't want you to be afraid of myself and Jag and what we may do if we were to win HOH. He says, I'm going to protect you. And Cirie saying, well, you've done that the whole time. You've been my protector. I trust you. She says, I'm going to do the same thing to you. I certainly, if for whatever reason you ended up on the block at some point, she said, you've got my vote of safety. I do what I can to protect you. So we still have Matt and Cirie, maybe not directly aligned with each other, but checking in with each other and making sure that they would not be targeting each other. And I think there's sincerity in both of them. I think they both have bigger targets they'd like to go after in his house. Somewhere down the road that may change, but for right now, I believe what they're saying. All right, we've got Matt then going back up to Bowie Jane and reporting his conversation he just had with Cirie, and mentioning the fact that Cirie seems like she really wants to work with Matt and Jag and Bowie Jane and make something happen, turn it into a 4 instead of a 3. That maybe is something that Cirie would be interested in. All right, we've got Cameron and Bowie Jane talking a little more complaining from Cameron. Cameron's complaining that he got put on the block by the only person he had a final 2 with. And Bowie Jane said, you didn't have any final 2s with anyone else in this house? And he says, no, I'm being clear. I'm being honest. He said, you're it. You were my only final 2, and you put me on the block. So he's not happy with that. He's mentioning that. He said, look, I was 100% in with you and Jag and Matt. I was ready to ride with you guys, and you did me a dirty. He's complaining to Bowie, saying, if you were going to do that, you never even talked to me. You never even said a word about this whatsoever. At one point, I thought it was funny. Bowie Jane says, this is a back door, not a blind side, to Cameron. Trying to find a distinction between the two. A back door means he didn't get a chance to play the veto. He's going out the door. Blind side means he's not aware that he's getting booted out. Well, he's very much aware. And so she's pointing out, saying, yeah, you got back door, but you didn't get blindsided. You know what's going on ahead of time. I think he wanted to know a little earlier ahead of time, but yeah, he's complaining that she never talked to him about, well, of course she wouldn't. If you're going to betray your final 2 partner, don't say anything about it ahead of time. But he's asking why she didn't tell him anything about it. He's also asking for details about how everything went down, who talked to who originated it, and all of this. And Bowie wisely won't give him that information. She says, "No, you're telling people stuff in this house. I can't go into details. There's no way I'm going to do that right now, Cameron." Well, good for Bowie Jane, because anything she tells Cameron, chances of it staying a secret till he's out the door and in jury house is zero. So she's smart enough not to give him that kind of information. So she's got that. We've got let's see. So talking about that, Bowie is asking who's going to another conversation. Sorry. Then we've got Matt and Bowie Jane talking just a little bit after her conversation with Cameron. Matt's saying that telling Bowie Jane, saying, "Look, here's what we need to do going forward this week." He says, "Let Blue win HOH because she's going to target Corey. We'll be safe. Blue's not coming after us. She's going to go after Corey. So just go ahead and let her win this thing. Take him out, and then we'll deal with Blue a little bit later." And Bowie is saying, "Well, who?" Of course, Bowie's happy to throw a competition, right? She can't compete in HOH anyway. So I guess Matt telling her to do this, it's more letting her know what's going to happen as opposed to telling her, since she won't be competing. But Matt's saying, we'll let Blue win this HOH. She'll go after Corey. And Bowie says, "But who would she go after if Corey was to win veto, for example? Assuming maybe America would still be on the block, but then Corey wins veto, pulls himself off. Who does Blue put up in Corey's place?" And Matt said, "Well, it probably would be you, Bowie Jane. Hey, not going to lie about it. It's probably going to be you. But the assumption is that the votes are there to save Bowie Jane, even if she's on the block versus, say, in America, that she would have Matt and Jag's votes and Cirie's votes and Felicia, so that she would still be safe. She would very much be a pawn. But we know pawns go home sometimes, right?" But that's what Matt is trying to sell to Bowie at this point. I think Bowie's probably going to be okay with it under the circumstances. All right, we've got Felicia and the beauty about that, if they let Blue win this upcoming HOH, it means Matt and Jag both can compete for the following HOH, which they're a little bit more worried about. They feel like Corey's a house target right now. Let someone else take him out, and they'll save themselves to go after more delicate targets afterwards. All right, we've got Felicia and Cirie and Corey and America talking. America is saying that the other side has made it clear that it won't be Bowie Jane on the block. And Corey, a little concerned about that. Corey saying, "Well, if it's not her," he's saying, "Blue's on the block. We'll assume that Blue goes on the block, but who goes on the block against Blue if it's not Bowie Jane?" And I think he knows the answer to that. It could be Corey. So Corey's saying if Matt or Jag win HOH, that they would take out Blue. Oh, wishful thinking there, Corey, but thinking that the two of them would take out Blue, and then they can't play in the next HOH. So basically the same thing Matt was just talking to Bowie Jane about, Corey is recognizing as well. If one of them spins their HOH to take out Blue or Corey, depending on who you're talking to, they can't play in the next HOH. So Corey's actually hoping one of them does win HOH, takes out Blue, and then they only have to compete against the other one for the next HOH, with the assumption they could then go after Matt and Jag at that point in time. Corey says, in reality, that may be our best case situation, is if one of them does win HOH this week, so they only one can compete the following week. He is saying that if Blue wins HOH, best case situation, maybe one of them wins, they put up Blue, and Corey and America and everyone is safe. Worst case situation is that Blue wins the HOH, and Corey says if that's the case, we need to, as a group, really push for Blue to put up Bowie Jane. If one of us is on the block, it'd probably be me. If one of us is on the block, that's fine, as long as we also have Bowie Jane up there, because then we have the votes to send Bowie Jane out. We're all safe. We move on to the next week and make something happen. America is talking about Blue a little bit, saying Blue was begging Matt and Jag to throw the HOH to her. She wants to win so bad. And so she's, according to America, been begging Matt and Jag to just go ahead and let her have this one. And that may be the reason that Matt is now telling Bowie Jane that may be the plan they're putting into place. So we've got that. Corey's talking about taking out Matt and Jag at a double eviction. basically saying Cameron goes home now. If it's announced as a double, take out Matt, take out Jag immediately at that point in time. Don't even mess with Blue. Take out Matt and Jag if we get that chance as part of a double. Now, there's a possibility you could take out Blue in the first part and then very quickly take out Matt or Jag, but certainly on the radar. Either way, Corey's telling Felicia, he said, look, you beat them both in that last mental competition. Physical, maybe not. Slip and slide, maybe not. But he's saying, Felicia, you can do it. You can control this house. You can beat them in the mental competition. We'll send one of them out the door as a result, and it's going to be because of you. And you know, how great's that going to be? So he's pumping her up a little bit for the mental side of this thing, for a potential mental competition. All right, finally, we've got we've got Felicia and Cirie talking to each other right before bedtime, before their bedtime. They're talking about needing to split up Matt and Jag. Remember, Cirie and Matt had that nice conversation where they said they protect each other and all that. Doesn't mean they don't still have different objectives, and doesn't mean that somewhere a little bit later they aren't still going to have to butt heads a little bit, because sure enough, Felicia and Cirie talking about needing to split up Matt and Jag sooner rather than later. Felicia is saying that she told Matt that surely he doesn't want to be sitting again with Jag at the end of this thing. She reminded Matt that Jag had more competition victories. It just seems like Jag would have a better chance to win. I'm not so sure of that. I have a feeling if it came down to a Matt versus Jag vote, it'd be close, but I could see Matt taking this thing. But Felicia's telling Matt, or has told Matt, you don't want to be sitting next to Jag. There's no chance in the world. She's also mentioned the fact that there's no way Corey can think that he could win against Matt or Jag and would want to go to a final 2, final 3 with any of them. So hoping that maybe Corey would help go after Matt and Jag as well. Felicia saying that of the two, that Jag is more cutthroat than Matt is. I think Jag and Cirie and Felicia both would cut Jag before they ever cut Matt. They have a lot more trust and faith in Matt. So Felicia's pointing this out, saying Jag's cutthroat. Matt, loyal and all that, nice guy. Jag, a little more cutthroat. So if it comes to one or the other, you know, we know which way we need to go. Cirie is saying, yeah, I agree with everything you're saying, Felicia. We've got to get at Jag. We can't wait too long, or he is going to win this whole thing. We've got to get him out. A lot of targets in this house. Corey, Jag, Blue, just a lot of folks being talked about. All right. Felicia is saying that her idea, we heard these plans of letting Matt and Jag take out Blue so they can't compete in the next HOH. Matt saying we're going to let Blue have it so she can take out Corey and then we'll do other stuff. Well, now Felicia's got her own idea. She's saying, let's let Matt and Jag take out Corey next. No sweat off our back. We'll let them take Corey out. And then one of us will win HOH, Cirie, and we'll go after Jag. And as soon as one of them wins the HOH, takes out Corey, they can't compete next week, gives us better chances for one of us to win, and then we'll just take out Jag. Easy peasy, right? No problems at all. You got to win an HOH first, and you got to avoid them winning the veto. But at least she's got a plan in place. Felicia is thinking that if Matt and Jag win the HOH after Corey is gone, that hopefully they would take out Bowie Jane at that point in time, as opposed to Cirie or Felicia, or I suppose after instead of America or someone else. Remember, Felicia still kind of has in the back of her head the idea that once Corey is gone, that she should be able to pull in America, and her and Cirie and Blue and herself would be a group of 4 ladies that could go to the end. So Felicia's saying hopefully once they take out Corey, their next step would be to take out Bowie as opposed to anyone over here on this side. I'm not sure. I think Bowie sticks around a little bit longer than Felicia's thinking, but we got a lot of game to play between now and then. So there you have it, guys. Thursday pretty much already determined. Cameron is going to go home. What's going to be important is that HOH and who wins that. We'll find out. But between now and then, we've got another 36 hours or so worth of conversations to take place. I expect tomorrow's going to be just like today, a whole lot of people positioning themselves. We'll just see if Cameron starts throwing out facts or lies designed to create some chaos as well. He may do a little of both. If he does, I'll be back tomorrow. If he doesn't, I'll be back tomorrow to give you the update on everything that happened overnight. But until then, guys, man, enjoy your hump day. Have a great Wednesday. I'll be back tomorrow. SKD 143 Cheers, my friends. Bye.